Hey guys, welcome back to episode of The Terror Zone. Today, I will be watching Coraline. As we start, we will be talking about the older version of... Hold on a minute. I think I hear something. I think it's a mouse. Hold on. When you're a fox, you can't resist, you know? So, excuse me for 1 minute, please. I'm on the trail of it. Excuse me for a moment, please. A door? This wasn't here before. Shall I go in? I have the keys right here. If I just... Hi, Red. It's almost time for supper. Warners? What are you doing invading my show? We brought you something. I don't think you're the Warners. Warners don't have, whatever this is. We have button eyes. You can take blue, red, here you go. And you could stay with us forever and ever and ever. This is getting too real. Wait a minute. You're gonna put buttons in my eyes like Caroline? Yes, you can be together forever. I'm sorry, but I have a girlfriend and a little brother, so, how are we gonna take this offer? Play with us forever, Red. You know you want to. How about you guys in the audience? Should I take this offer? Psst, Red, it's us. Just play along. It's for the movie, for the audience. Okay, you know what? I guess I will try the buttons on, you know? It will take you to a whole new other world. Okay. Well, you know what, guys? If you ever need buttons like this to see in a whole other world, just go to jessievees.com website for your buttons. But get them fast because they're selling out quickly. Okay, guys, I think I'm ready. Cool. Hey, guys, welcome back to another review. We're in our costumes still, as you can see, and it's Halloween as we're recording this, but we will get right into those shows very soon, I promise you. But for now, this video will just be for 2 reviews in particular. Justin Morgan Had a Horse and Stuck in the Suburbs. We'll be reviewing those 2 today, as of in this video. So, here we go. Justin Morgan Had a Horse is basically a true story based on the story of how he got a horse and it started a whole new nation of horses. Basically a whole new breed. Basically the story shows us as he raises the horse and proves to be more challenging than ever. He puts him in a few races, shows how strong he is, and proves it to one of the villains of the story, which he tries to sell him before, but he says no. But he tries to prove that he is good. The horse was tiny and small as a baby, so he couldn't really say that he was good enough for him. So he tries to put him in a few things to prove that he's worthy. Justin Morgan was a school teacher, quickly popular by many others. He has a love interest in the story as well. So, with all that in mind, This story seems to be more of a Disney World type of movie, so it has that kind of background around it, being more of a documentary in a way. So with that structure in mind, this can be more of a somewhat kind of boring film if you're looking for a coming of age sort of film. But this is what this is kind of is. But in a way, it's like a superhero type of film with the horse being like this super strong and racing horse that no one expected. So it's really cool to see. The story. The story is, well, pretty good, I think. It's just a little slow at times, and you might need to get into it a little bit in order to, like, be invested. The footage. The footage is really cool. The footage has a lot of fall-oriented stuff in it, so it's really good to watch during the fall. And very good to watch during any kind of time. So with that in mind, the weather changes throughout the entire movie, and other things like that. The characters. The characters are not too bad. There are some that are good and some are bad. The villain actually makes the turnaround at the end, where the figure has to go against another horse from royalty. There's also Justin, who is a main character of the story as well, and there is also the love interest, who quickly falls in love with him at the end. There is a point where Justin Morgan tries to leave, but it's quickly overlooked when he decides to stay. Anyway, the characters are really good, and it informs the story pretty well. I recommend this one for you guys. If you guys are a fan of horses and you love the breed of this particular horse named figure, it's good to learn. If you don't like, coming of age stories like that and that's boring to you, then this is not the one for you. But if you can handle that, good for you. I'd say it's a 8 out of 10. And now, on to review of Stuck in the Suburbs. Stuck in the Suburbs is a very popular Disney Channel movie. One of the better comedies of the genre. Although this one I would say otherwise. Let's look at the story. The story's about this girl who's very into this boy who is a singer, a famous pop star, basically. And one day they switch phones with each other. The one guy, which is his friend or his assistant, gets his phone and tries to convince her to give her back. But instead, she gives pointers, like giving the boy a haircut and all that kind of stuff. On the side, the boy band person is not really a fan of being popular anymore, and he'd rather take off and rather be a normal boy for once in his life. So once he finds out that these changes are happening, he's actually kind of happy for it. And then he's moving on with his life a little bit more smoothly. Throughout the movie, we see changes over time and some comedy into the act. We have some things going on here. And eventually, towards the end, he ends up trying to leave when he finds he can juggle both at once in some capacity. He finds the girl who took his phone, and they worked a relationship with each other. Well, not like a love relationship, but they grew into be friends, let's put it that way. The footage. The footage is not too bad. It's a Disney Channel movie, so it can't be too much with everything, So it's okay for what it is. The characters. We got Natasha, who was London Tisdale from Sweet Life on Deck. So you might recognize her as that. As for the one kid named, was it Megan or Morgan? I don't remember, but she plays the main character role. She's a popular girl. And she ends up hanging out with her other girlfriends as well, but she ends up taking a change when she meets Natasha. Ends up, being friends with her. And making a quaint relationship with her as a new kid. But as it turns, she actually ends up growing to like her. And as a good friend, she ends up being along with her. Throughout the times, and she has trying to be the boy. There's also a little brother, and there is also the parents trying to save a new house, where the boy comes and helps out with that. towards the end. Overall, this movie is, well, not so great as I expected it to be. I mean, sure, I can see why people like it. It's fun. It's a bit of an enjoyable story and a good comedy. But at the end, I don't know what to say about it. It's cute, but I wouldn't say it's that good or that funny either. I mean, like, there are some great comedy in it, and there are some great storytelling here. But overall, it just comes out as meh to me. It's cute, but it's not all that great, to be honest. It's okay for what it is. If you're a fan of London, good for you. If you're a fan of things like that, comedies like this, good for you. This is a really good movie to check out. But as for us, we give it a 7 out of 10. Anyway, that's all we have for this video today. We will see you next time in a few minutes for our Halloween review. In the meantime, bye! Hi, I'm Yakko, Wacko, Dot, and Red. And we're back to do the next Halloween movie for you. Today, we are doing the review of the Munsters. Yakko, what's wrong? I think I'm turning into a monster. Oh, please, you're not turning into a... Ah! He's turning into a monster! Ah! Oh! Whoa. Guys, I think he's a different kind of monster. Didn't you just say monster? Well, yeah, because he is a monster. Oh, yeah, I went to sleep many years ago, and I went up with a brand new channel. Yeah, I can see that. Anyway, we're reviewing The Munsters, the Netflix movie. You see, The Munsters came out with a new Netflix movie on Netflix recently ago. Would they keep up with the new Munsters trend? It seems like the only Adams Family have only been the ones that have gotten movies and cult followings. The Munsters, I'm afraid, not so much. And hopefully, with this new movie, maybe they can bring new popularity. Let's find out. The story is that it's the story basically of how Herman Munster and Lily met. There are a few side plots here and there, like Grandpa Munster not liking Herman Munster all too much, and also the fact that there's also this werewolf guy that tries to buy their house. The usual stuff when it comes to a movie like this. But unfortunately, these two stories that are side plots to the one story we have, unfortunately fell flat. Of course, in the beginning it's fine, and it's funny, and it's awesome, but towards the end it falls flat. And it's only, and like with this big, there's like a big witch trying to seduce this let's say Lily's brother here. You would think that since he's a werewolf and all that, you would think that maybe that this is how Eddie came to be, or how this would become a turning point in the climax of the movie. And none of that happens. This never comes to be. There's never a final battle of this witch at all. She's supposed to be an ex-wife to Grandpa Munster, but we never get to see her again after this. It's just the one guy, and that's it. Nothing comes of this. And when they try to solve a problem, they easily sign and get a new house. Easy as that. No problem now. Barely a convenience. Yeah, barely a convenience indeed. There's also the fact that Grandpa Munster not liking him. Yeah, he just kind of sees him as a dumb person. And once he finds out that Herman signs a deed and everything, he kind of forgives him and just kind of shrugs it off. Yeah, he likes him now. Just all of a sudden, there's nothing to forgive him. There's nothing to save him from. There's just nothing. If maybe the witch came and maybe Grandpa Munster saw that how Herman was like fighting or whatever, just get in trouble or whatever, he probably would have been more redeemed and probably would have liked him a little more. But no, they kind of just skimmed that over. So, unfortunately, while the story is good in the beginning, the third act and second act fall flat, and it just doesn't work out too well. The characters. The characters are pretty good, and they're all very funny in their own right. I like Grandpa Munster and how he acts in this one. He's pretty funny as usual. Herman Munster's pretty good too, and so is Lily. Pretty much all those characters are good. It's just that the new characters like the werewolf guy and the witch don't really show up too often. You think they're gonna have big character arc, but nothing really happens or comes with them all too much, except the beginning part, which was interesting. Anyway, they were good, I guess. And there was also these two guys that created Herman Munster. I recommend these guys. They're actually really awesome in the movie. They really are funny and they play off each other very well. One guy's like this dumb guy who kind of guesses Herman Munster's name. It kind of becomes like a father figure to him, while the other guy's sort of like a scientist who kind of just lays back and kind of says how a failure he is. But in short, they kind of work together real well as a duo in the movie, and they really counterfeit well with Herman. So, in a way, they are actually surprisingly the best new characters in this movie. For the weird thing they are. The comedy. The comedy is really good. It's like they wanted to make a Munsters movie, but like, I don't know, it's like they wanted to do one, but like, they didn't know how to finish it. You know? The footage. From the costumes to the lighting of everything, this part of the movie is pretty good. The only thing I could say is horrible is the werewolf guy. The only thing about him is that he just looks too hairy. But I guess he's alright for what he is. I wish I could have gotten more ideas of him. Considering he's a werewolf, he would have been more of an idea of how we got Eddie. Eddie does not appear in this movie at all. Or Marilyn, even. So you would think that maybe, just maybe this guy would maybe have Eddie and they would adopt him. Maybe they would really be part werewolf or something. But no, none of that comes into play at all. It thinks they kind of build up this whole meeting of Herman and Lily meeting each other for kind of nothing. Then just live in the house and end it right there. I mean, there's the song at the end, but other than that, it feels empty without Eddie or Marilyn cutting in. They are family, you know, and they just don't feel like it. Yeah, we feel ya. Overall, unfortunately, the Herman Munsters movie is disappointing. I really had high hopes for this movie, and hopefully they'd reboot the family into a new, brighter glory, just like the Addams. But unfortunately, I have to wait another whole other year for that to happen again. Unfortunately. Munsters never have great movies anymore. It's a shame, really. They just can't be as good as the Addams, unfortunately. But as a family, they are really good. And I hope that someday, somewhere out there can get creative and actually make a movie about them. Or at least make a TV show about them or anything. Because for what they really are a great family. And they do celebrate their differences. Unlike the Addams, they're so dark and mysterious. The Munsters kind of embrace their differences and try to be a good family and good morals and great concept from Eddie. That's why you should have been in this movie. Oh well. Yeah. Unfortunately, I have to give this movie a 7 out of 10. I recommend it for anyone who's a Munsters fan, but don't expect too much from it, considering it kind of fell flat. Yeah. Well, there goes our Munsters movie. Yeah. Well. Where are you going now, Yakko? I'm going back to my grave, where I still have my dignity. Well, he'll be more happy once I do our next review.